Why do we, as human beings, as a civilized people, allow sand to be a thing? Now, bear with me. Let's just bring this to beaches, okay? That's what people think of. When you think of sand, you think, okay, the beach. The beach is where sand is. And for some reason, people like to go to the beach. I don't get it. So my first question, I guess, is why do people enjoy the beach? Okay, I can understand that some people enjoy swimming in the sea. People like to swim. For some reason, they like to swim rather than swim in pools. I mean, pools are a thing. You get large bathtubs as well. Those are things that you can swim in that are not the sea. But okay, for some reason, people like to swim in the sea. Maybe it's because of the waves, the natural waves. Okay, you get wave machines, but okay, you still like to swim in the sea. Whatever, not my cup of tea. Water, salt water in your eyes. It's not a nice feeling. There's danger to it as well. Okay, whatever. Not my cup of tea. But you do you. Okay. But no one likes sand. Come on. You might like swimming in the sea, but no one goes to the beach because they like sand. And if you tell me that you do like sand, you're lying to me and you're also lying to yourself. It is that simple. Children may think that they like sand because children like to make a mess. Children like it when muck and disgusting things are covering their bodies. But grown-ups and civilized people, we do not like that, okay? There's a reason that we don't have sand in our houses. There's a reason we don't make our floors out of sand. We have wooden floors, we have carpets, we have tiles. We don't use sand in the house. And there's a reason for that. Okay. So, I can understand, okay, maybe someone likes the beach water, the sea water. But the sand, no. So immediately I'm confused and I'm like, okay, then you do know there are beaches you can go to that don't have sand. There are some beaches, they're not that common compared to sand beaches, but you do get beaches that are more pebbles or rocks, that sort of thing that you sit on. People, for whatever reason, I mean, they don't like that. I guess I understand it. Sand's a bit softer to sit on. It's not as uncomfortable to lie on a towel on sand as it would be to lie on a towel on some rocks. So I guess I get that. But if you're going simply to swim, then that shouldn't matter. And if you're going to sunbathe, then why don't you go sunbathe at somewhere that isn't a beach? I mean, you could sunbathe by the pool, in a garden somewhere nicer than a beach. So anyway, I don't get the beach. I just don't get it. Anytime I go on family holidays, I go near a beach, I avoid it. I sit in the bar nearby, or I sit at the side and I wait there. I play on my phone because I despise the beach. I will not step foot on sand. I despise sand. I think it is disgusting. I think it's horrible. Which brings me to my next point. Why do we need sand? Why, as human beings, do we allow sand to be a thing? What has sand ever done for us? Why do we need it? Oh, you could say, oh, we need glass. Because I was going to say, oh, let's launch the sand into space. Let's see what happens then. Just gather up all the sand, let's launch it into space. I think that could have some interesting results. And it means we're free of all the sand. But okay, it makes glass. Wow, it does one thing. One thing. It's such an inconvenience, but it does one thing. I mean, do we really need windows? I mean, we have plastic. Oh, boo-hoo! It's polluting the oceans. Okay. Okay, we can have glass bottles, I suppose. It's better than plastic. It's not going to be the same for pollution. Okay, I'll agree with you there. We need glass. But why don't we just gather together all the glass in the world, all the sand in the world, and turn it all into glass at the same time? We go to all the beaches, we take all the sand. We go to all the deserts, we take all the sand, and we turn it all into glass. We stockpile the glass, and suddenly, look at all this glass we have. We no longer need to make any more because we already have such a large stockpile of it. it'll become very, very cheap. I'm sure it probably already is very cheap considering things are made out of it, like bottles and stuff, so obviously it's cheap already, but it'll be even cheaper because it'll all exist, it'll all be there. And then we've got rid of the sand, and people, you're maybe thinking now, oh, you can't do that, there'll be lots of big gaps, big holes in where the beach used to be. The desert will be just a big pit of hell, which it already was. It was already hell. I guess it's just now a pit of hell, if that makes any difference. But I wouldn't say just leave it, obviously. I think you do need to fill them in, and I have a solution for that as well. Me and my great wisdom, I have a solution for pretty much anything you ask me. So I have a solution here as well. My solution here is we go to places such as Scotland, other places with mountain and hill ranges, and we just dig out the hills. We dig out the hills. I mean, we've got an issue because the sand's gone, so everything's doing this. It's all curving down. So we go and we cut out some hills. We dig out the dirt from the hills and from the mountains, because those are all going curving up. So do you know what we do? It's like building blocks as a child. If you ever had one of those play sets as a child where you push the shapes through, it's a similar thing. We're basically going to take this shape and we're going to fill in this shape. We're just going to go bloop and fill in that hole with the mountain range. And you know, I also had another thing to add there. I mean, I was just talking to someone the other day, and there is this huge issue in the world right now where people think we're going to run out of graveyards. We're going to run out of space to bury bodies. I mean, there are already some cultures, I can't think specifically off the top of my head. I know some Asian cultures where they'll bury you, but then later on they'll dig up the body and they will then put the bones and stuff into a funeral urn, and they will send that elsewhere because they need the space back to bury someone else. You see some graveyards and they stack the bodies higher and higher, and it's because there are only a limited number of places and there are more and more humans every single day, so we do need more space. So I was thinking, why don't we just turn the beaches into graveyards? I think that could work fantastically well. It also means we don't need to dig up too much of the mountains, because the bodies and the coffins and whatever, they suddenly take up more space. They would take up more space in the ground, so we don't need as much of that soil from the hills and mountains to fill the rest of the space, because it's already filled up largely by the coffins and the bodies. I know, genius idea, and if you're listening, you can have it for free, whoever can get this done. But I think it's very important, and I think it's something that we should be looking at. I think it's something we should try and do, because I think sand is a nuisance, it's annoying, and it doesn't have any fans. No one likes it. No one likes sand. And if you say you do, you are a liar. And I don't tolerate liars. And until next time, everyone, if you didn't know, you damn sure do know now. My name is Rag Reynolds, and you are welcome, society.